Hey everyone, welcome back. So if you can't tell from my bookshelf being in pieces, today is my April wrap-up. So for the month of April, I read 12 books, and I started off with Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. This was the first book I read for April, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Basically, this book is about a college student who moves back to San Francisco with her brother and meets this guy who isn't really a normal guy. His name is Miles Archer, and he's a pilot, and he works with her brother, and they start hanging out and emotions start to run high, and basically Tate is kind of caught in the crossfires of Miles' present and Miles' past. And we get to learn a lot about Miles' past and why he is the way he is. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next books I read were the Water Song series by Amanda Hocking. I don't have the first book right now because my mom is borrowing it. But I have the second book, which is Lullaby. The third book is Tidal. And the final book is Elegy. These books are about Gemma and Harper Fisher. The story is that these 4 random girls show up in town, and they're really mysterious and no one really knows who they are, and Gemma ends up getting involved in them and it changes her life. She ends up kind of trapped in a life that she doesn't want for herself, and her family doesn't want for her either, and so the series itself is basically about her family and her friends helping her get out of this life situation that I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read the series. And I gave this series 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next books I read were The Winter's Curse and The Winter's Crime by Maria Waskovsky, and I gave both of these books as a whole 3 out of 5 stars. I wasn't really a fan of the story. It didn't really capture me. It took me a long time to read these books because the story didn't grab me. I've heard a lot of really good things about these books. A lot of people really like them, but me personally, I didn't. The story is about a general's daughter who's basically told that she needs to marry or enlist in the military by the time she's 20. It's basically Valorians versus Hiranis, and Kestrel, the general's daughter, her story with the slave that she buys in the first book. The next books I read were Deep Blue and Rogue Wave by Jennifer Donnelly, and I love these books. If you can't tell, I really like mermaid books. I love fantasy. I gave these books together 5 out of 5 stars. I will say that they were kind of hard to read. The language, the lingo, the names were kind of hard to pronounce, but once you get used to it, your brain just kind of automatically does it for you. Basically, we meet this princess mermaid who has been having these weird dreams about these river witches, mermaids. And she needs to go on this quest to find 5 other mermaids to kind of keep the spell intact, keep this demon from coming out into the world. And then they find out later that humans are involved in basically the takeover of her mermaid kingdom. But it's a story about this girl, this mermaid, who is trying to protect her kingdom and get her kingdom back and save the mermaids from the humans and the bad mermaids. Okay. The next 2 books I read were Alienated and Invaded by Marissa Landers. I cannot give these books enough stars. I would give them 100 out of 5 stars because they are phenomenal. And I read them already and I already missed them. Like, I just want to read them again and again and again. And the covers are so pretty. Like, they're just so pretty. Oh, they're so pretty. 100 out of 5 stars for these 2. Basically, the story is Kara is a normal high school girl, and she qualifies for this program through her school to have a foreign exchange student come down and live with her. She needs to host a foreign exchange student, and then it'll switch and she'll go to where the foreign exchange student is from. This foreign exchange student isn't just from another country, he's from a different planet. That's when we meet Alex, who is an alien from the planet Lair, and basically he and his 2 other friends that are coming down for the exchange, they're coming down because Lair, the planet he's from wants an alliance with Earth because they need Earth for reasons you'll find out when you read the book. But Alex and his friends decide that when they come down to Earth, they want to try to sabotage the alliance because they don't want the humans to come to planet Lair because they are worried that humans, because we're destructive in nature, we're going to destroy their planet. So Alex and his friends bring down the seed that they plant that starts destroying crops. They want the alliance to be broken. But then Alex spends more and more time with Kara and eventually develops an interest in her, and one of the other two exchange students starts to really feel guilty about what they're doing, so they decide to uproot their plans. But that's where book 2 comes in, is when we see what the result of all of that is. And I'm not going to go into book 2 because I don't want to spoil book 1, but book 1, basically, Kara and Alex fall in love, but Alex might have ruined his chances with her by trying to ruin the alliance with Lair and Earth. And then book 2 is what happens, the repercussions of what Alex and his friends did while they were on Earth. Last book I have for April, I'm currently reading, and I'm pretty sure I'll finish it today, but I started reading Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I am really behind on this bandwagon, like years behind. It's 2015, people, and I am just now reading this, but when this was around, I was Harry Potter. I was all about Harry Potter, so I didn't really even know about Percy Jackson until recently when I kept seeing it everywhere because everyone was telling me that because I like Greek mythology, I should read these. So I went and bought them. I started this yesterday, and I'm going to finish it today, and so far I really like it. I'm probably going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Right now it's at a 4 out of 5 stars, but it could become 5 out of 5 stars when I finish it. I don't really know. But so far I like it. I like the story. For those of you, if you're out there that haven't read this yet, which I doubt it, basically Percy Jackson he finds out he's a demigod. He's half human, half god. His mom mated with a god, and he ends up going and he's forced into this world of other demigods. And that's all I've read so far, so I'm not going to say anything else, because I have seen the movie, but a lot of people have said that the Percy Jackson movie is like the equivalent of the City of Bones movie, so I am not even going to relate the movie to the book, because that would just be unfair to the book. So, but yeah, that's all I've got so far, and I'll finish this later today. But for now, that's all I have for you guys. That was my April book wrap-up. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how many books I read this month. I'm not disappointed with that stack. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye!